And a former Chicago alderman is convicted in a landmark federal corruption trial. Good Thursday afternoon. I'm Anthony Ponce.
And I'm Tia Ewing. We start out with that breaking news. A jury has found former Alderman Ed Burke guilty of racketeering.
Burke was also charged with federal program bribery, attempted extortion, conspiracy to commit extortion, and using interstate commerce to facilitate an unlawful activity. He was acquitted on one count of conspiracy to commit extortion. That was related to the redevelopment of a Burger King.
Gabriella Primus is live at the federal courthouse with reaction. Good afternoon to you, Gabby.
Yeah, Tia, Anthony, I mean, it's a busy afternoon talking about the longest-serving Chicago alderman, Ed Burke, in his federal corruption case. You just heard the counts, like you just said. Let's show you some video of Ed Burke walking out of the courthouse, just walking quietly earlier, just a little bit ago. We just heard from prosecutors, and we heard from acting U.S. Attorney, Northern District, Illinois, Morris Pasquale. Here's a recap of what he said about the verdict and the case. He said people have a right to public and open government. People should have access to this information, that everything is being done for public interest. He says in this case, defendant Burke had his hand out for money. He tied the giving of official action by him to the giving money to him in 3 separate corrupt episodes, he says. One of these, he pointed out, was the Field Museum episode. He attempted to distort money from the Field Museum for the benefit of a family member of a close friend. That's just one he talked about. He said they trusted him to work and would be motivated to do well for the common good, but he betrayed that trust. He said that he hopes that this is a considered example for future public officials to not go down the same road, and that there are serious consequences to what Burke did. Here's what he had to say about Burke's sentencing.
Obviously, Alderman Burke was a very powerful alderman. This case has had massive publicity, and I'd like to think that public officials out there who are tempted to start down this path will be either further on notice that, you know, the federal government is out there, the FBI is out there, the U.S. Attorney's Office is out there, and we're aggressively pursuing these type of matters.
You know, Tia, Anthony, there's a lot of notes to go through here, a lot of things that those prosecutors said, so we'll bring you more information throughout the show. For now, Gabriella Primus, Fox 32, Chicago.
All right, here's a look at what is next for Alderman Burke, former alderman, I should say. He's due back in court for a post-trial hearing on June 19th. His co-defendant, Charles Cooey, will return to court for a post-trial hearing June 17th. Peter Andrews has been dismissed. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who has acknowledged that Burke's indictment helped her win the office, released a statement as well. It read in part, with this jury's verdict, Ed Burke should rightfully be remembered as a man who elevated personal ambition and greed over doing the people's work. However, some current and former city council colleagues are calling the verdict, quote, sad and a tragedy. We have much more on the Burke corruption trial and the verdict itself online at fox32chicago.com and on our free mobile app.
Well,